From a young boy who moved from Germany to the heart of Silicon Valley, to the visionary who co-founded PayPal, launched Palantir, and became one of the most influential tech investors of our time, Peter Thiel's story is one of bold ideas, contrarian thinking, and unstoppable ambition. He challenged the rules of business, technology, and society, turned risk into opportunity, and shaped the digital world as we know it. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear is the incredible, untold story of Peter Thiel, the man who changed the way the world thinks about money, innovation, and power. Peter Andreas Thiel, born October 11, 1967, in Frankfurt, West Germany, is one of the most influential and enigmatic figures in modern technology, finance, and venture capitalism, whose life story reflects the combination of intellectual brilliance, contrarian thinking, and strategic risk-taking that would redefine Silicon Valley and the global tech ecosystem. Thiel's early years were marked by a move from Germany to the United States at a young age, where he grew up in Foster City, California, a region later known as the hub of technological innovation, with parents who were academically oriented and encouraged curiosity, learning, and critical thinking, which laid the foundation for his later intellectual pursuits. And as a young student, he displayed extraordinary analytical skills and an insatiable appetite for ideas, devouring complex philosophical, economic, and scientific texts, ultimately attending Stanford University, where he earned a BA in philosophy in 1989, a field that would shape his lifelong approach to thinking deeply, questioning assumptions, and challenging conventional wisdom. And at Stanford, he also became an editor of the Stanford Review, a libertarian-leaning student newspaper, where he developed not only a taste for debating controversial ideas but also the confidence to voice contrarian perspectives, skills that would later define his approach to business and investing. After Stanford, Thiel attended Stanford Law School, earning a JD in 1992, where he cultivated a precise understanding of corporate law, intellectual property, and contract law, equipping him with the technical knowledge necessary to navigate and eventually dominate the complex legal and financial structures of Silicon Valley. And early in his career, he worked as a judicial clerk and for a law firm, experiences that, while not glamorous, offered him critical insight into how legal frameworks shape economic opportunity. Yet he found the traditional career path unfulfilling and increasingly constraining for his ambitions, prompting him to pivot toward finance and entrepreneurship, where his contrarian instincts and appetite for bold bets could flourish. In the mid-1990s, Thiel entered the hedge fund and finance world, founding Thiel Capital Management, where he began making early, unconventional investments in technology startups, demonstrating an extraordinary ability to identify potential exponential growth opportunities before the broader market recognized them, a skill that would define his reputation as a visionary investor. And his early success was amplified when he co-founded PayPal in 1998 alongside Max Levchin, Elon Musk, and others, creating a revolutionary online payment system that transformed e-commerce, disrupted traditional banking, and became the foundation of a new era of digital financial infrastructure, with Thiel serving as its CEO, driving strategic decisions, building an innovative team culture, and executing a vision that combined technology, economics, and human behavior in unprecedented ways. Under Thiel's leadership, PayPal not only grew rapidly but also fostered a network of talented entrepreneurs, often called the PayPal Mafia, a group of former employees and founders who would go on to create major companies such as LinkedIn, YouTube, Yelp, and Tesla, thereby magnifying Thiel's influence far beyond the success of a single startup and establishing him as a central figure in the modern tech ecosystem. And the eventual acquisition of PayPal by eBay in 2002 for $1.5 billion provided Thiel with both the financial capital and credibility to further expand his vision for investing and entrepreneurship. Following the sale of PayPal, Thiel became a co-founder of Clarium Capital, a global macro hedge fund, where he applied his contrarian philosophy to large-scale financial markets, seeking opportunities overlooked by mainstream investors, while simultaneously founding Palantir Technologies in 2003 with Alex Karp, Joe Lonsdale, and others, a company dedicated to creating advanced data analytics and software platforms for governments and corporations, reflecting Thiel's belief in the power of technology to solve complex problems and exert meaningful influence on real-world events. And Palantir's success would cement his status as a tech visionary with both practical business acumen and deep philosophical grounding. Thiel's investments continued to shape the trajectory of Silicon Valley, most notably his early investment of $500,000 in Facebook in 2004, becoming the first outside investor and securing a board seat, a move that would yield immense financial returns and further strengthen his reputation as a prescient, fearless, and sometimes controversial investor willing to bet against conventional wisdom. Beyond his entrepreneurial and investment ventures, Thiel has been an influential thinker, author, and public intellectual, articulating his vision of technological innovation, capitalism, and society in his book 0 to 1, 2014, which offers insights into building groundbreaking companies, creating monopolies through innovation rather than competition, and thinking critically about the future. And the book became a must-read for aspiring entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and business strategists worldwide, extending Thiel's influence beyond the companies he founded or invested in, positioning him as a guiding voice in the philosophy of modern entrepreneurship. Throughout his career, Thiel has also courted controversy for his libertarian political views, outspoken support of bold ideas, and willingness to challenge conventional narratives, including his support for innovative yet politically sensitive ventures, his financial backing of candidates and initiatives aligned with his vision for freedom, technology, and economic growth, and his belief that rapid technological progress is the most powerful force for improving human life, a stance that has earned both admiration and criticism, yet underscores his consistent approach of thinking independently and acting decisively. Thiel's impact is also evident in his philanthropic endeavors, including the creation of the Thiel Fellowship in 2010, designed to support young innovators under 23 years old who choose to forego traditional college paths to pursue entrepreneurial and technological breakthroughs, reflecting his belief that talent, risk-taking, and innovation should be prioritized over formal credentials. And his investments and mentorship have accelerated countless startups that might otherwise have never existed. His career is characterized not only by immense financial success but also by a profound influence on the culture and structure of the technology ecosystem, encouraging contrarian thinking, bold bets, and a focus on creating value rather than merely competing, with a worldview shaped by philosophy, law, economics, and a deep understanding of the potential of technology to transform societies. Peter Thiel remains an enigmatic figure who seamlessly blends entrepreneurship, venture investing, philosophical thinking, and social influence, shaping not only the companies he touches but also the broader discourse on innovation, technology, and the future of civilization, demonstrating a rare combination of intellectual rigor, strategic foresight, and fearless action that has made him one of the most consequential figures in the history of modern technology and finance. And as Silicon Valley continues to evolve and the global tech landscape becomes increasingly complex, Thiel's influence, through his investments, mentorship, writing, and visionary thinking, ensures that his legacy will be felt for decades, if not centuries, as the archetype of a contrarian thinker, visionary entrepreneur, and transformative investor whose ideas, actions, and creations continue to shape the world in profound and sometimes unpredictable ways, making Peter Thiel not only a pioneer of the digital age but also a symbol of the power of bold, independent thinking in shaping human progress.